Hey guys, welcome to our clean eating crockpot freezer meal group. I'm Jeannie Hawks and I am going to show you guys some of the meals that I do and some of the meals that I use to feed my family. So this is one of my go-to meals. This is meal number 1, and this meal is just simply chicken noodle soup. And the reason we eat it so much at our house is because it's one of the only meals that everybody will eat. Like my 4-year-old will eat it, my 1-year-old, and my husband and me will eat it. Every single one of them are so opinionated, and they don't agree on almost all of our meals, but this is one of the ones that they will always eat. And this is actually a really simple meal. Like at the end, you guys are going to be like, oh, this was so easy, Jeannie. Why did we have a tutorial on it? But that's actually what the point I'm trying to make. I want people to realize that clean eating and like healthy meals are really not that hard, and they're really a lot easier than people think they are. And so I want you guys to see that it is possible, easy, and even convenient to make healthy meals for your family. So we're going to start out with, we're keeping this really basic, by the way, because this is for my kids, and they are just not all, if you want to add to it, feel free, but this is the way that my children will eat it, and my husband. So first off, I'm just going to prep all the veggies, and this is what I have so far. So I have 3 carrots, so there's 4 of us. This will feed about all of us. So 3 whole carrots, 3 stalks of celery. I only need 1 of these. 1 garlic clove, 1 small onion, or just half of a large onion, whatever. And these are what we're gonna prep these first. I try to make them a little bit smaller for him. So that's all of that. Oh, forgot. I wanted to peel the carrots. I don't like the taste of the skin of carrots. It just tastes like dirt to me. My husband actually kind of likes it, but I usually peel it because me or the kids don't like it. Okay. So I peeled it on that side, and then I just flip it over. Peel it on this side, and then I'll just throw the peels away after. Or I'll just peel it over the trash sometimes too. Cut that off too, actually. And where the fat part is of the carrot, I actually just split it so it's not quite as big. Alright, so now we're going to chop the garlic and the onion. So I am actually going to use something a little different to do this. Partially just because my eyes are always so sensitive when I am chopping onion, even garlic a little bit, I guess. But let me first actually do the onion. I don't know if I'll need this whole onion. Maybe. It's a pretty little onion. So, I don't know. This is how I dice a onion. You can leave bigger pieces if you want, but since I am doing this with my kids, they like smaller pieces. If your family doesn't like any onions, but you still want the taste, oh yeah, see, my eyes are already burning. But you still like the taste. I have seen it done in a crock pot, where they just left the onion like this. They took off the outside the skin, and then they stick it in the crock pot, and they let it cook with it. But then at the end, they will remove the onion, and it will be all soft and everything. But then they don't have it in their soup at all. It just left the flavor in there. So you can always do that as well. Oh man, see, onions just get me. I can't even have them there. So, someone was nice at our wedding, got us the slap chop, but you can obviously just cut it, but I just really can't. My eyes hurt too bad. So, just gonna make it a little bit smaller. Let's see how much. This is gonna be really loud. I use a slap chop and it normally works a little bit better. And I can chop up the garlic and the onion really quickly. But because it wasn't working very well for me, I'm worried it will still like the onion. I'm going to use a tiny little food processor to chop the garlic. It's loud too. Hopefully I don't wake up my kids. So for this purposes, we are going to use whole wheat egg noodles that I got from the store. And I washed my hands. Just want to get that onion out of here. Okay, so this is the noodles we're going to use. It's just the Kroger brand, cheapest you can get at Smith's. Whole wheat egg noodles, and literally that's the thing about clean eating is you have to become like a label reader. You look at the back, and if a couple rules of thumb, if there's less than 5 ingredients and you can pronounce all of them and you know what all the ingredients are, usually that's pretty good, pretty safe, but basically you just want as few ingredients as possible because the less ingredients in there, the closer it is to its original source. This one literally only has wheat and egg yolks in it, and that's it. Which is also how you make them, which isn't very hard. But for the convenience, we're going to use this. And you do not have to freeze your noodles with it. Like normally I would not. And if you do want to freeze your noodles with it, just for whatever reason, like if you just want it all in one easy package, you can actually freeze them. You wouldn't put them in anything, no liquid or anything. Just put them in their own separate bag. So for the purposes, I'm not going to do it, but that's what you would do. Put it in its own separate bag. Oh, I forgot to even do the one thing you should do before you fill up your bag is write the instructions on there. So, and what it is. So this is chicken noodle soup. So I'm going to say write instructions on here that say add. So I'll probably add 1 cup in here. I'll just say add 6 cups of water. I'll probably add 2, maybe more. Add 6 cups of water, and that will be the instructions. And then, oh, this is the other instructions. You don't put the noodles in directly with the rest of it you don't add the noodles until a half hour before you eat it. So that one actually takes a tiny bit more, but like just add noodles with half hour left, I guess. That's how you could say it. Okay. So I make this one a lot, so sometimes I don't even think about it that much. But I just wrote my instructions there, that way I will know. Oh, and also write the date so that you can remember, because you'll be surprised if you've made a few of these. Today is the... Yeah. So I need to put the garlic in there still. A little bit of pepper, just black pepper. And I do not measure it, but it is about 1/4 teaspoon. You're supposed to add thyme as well, and about 1/4 teaspoon of that, so I'm just going to shake it on there again, not very much. And normally I would add garlic powder, but since I actually added real garlic to it this time, I'm not going to. Oops. These are all covered, so okay, it's not so far. I'm sorry this is probably so slow. I was trying to be so fast. Martha Stewart like. Not quite that way. But I hope you guys see how easy it truly is. Like, it really is so easy. And honestly, I'm so excited for fall because I love having Crockpot meals. I'm going to do them more and more this year, more than I have done them in the past even. And we're only going to do 3 meals in this group, but I honestly know about a lot of meals. And if you guys ever do join a challenge group, because I do these usually exclusively for my challengers, like in my challenge groups, then you'll always get more recipe ideas. People always give me recipe ideas in my challenge groups, actually. So I'm putting 6 of these in there, and they're each about a cup of, once you add a cup of water to them, they're about a cup of broth. This is chicken broth. I actually prefer the granules because then you can just do the teaspoons and be really fast and it just blends better. But this is actually what my store had at the time, so this is what I got. It's not so bad either. Honestly, you will only need like 2 chicken breasts. Like you're gonna like overrun your vegetables if you do more than that. That's a huge chicken breast. So good. So my first one was really big, so I did my second one was really little. So I ended up adding a little bit more water than I expected, but I actually think I'm gonna need more chicken broth. I'm gonna put in 8 cubes. I actually water it down just a slight little bit when I actually serve it. Like I just water it down to taste because sometimes it really is a little bit too salty with all this chicken broth. You can use vegetable broth as well. I just actually already have chicken broth on hand, but either one is really fine. Okay, so, and yeah, you could have dissolved the chicken broth in there, but, oh, I didn't even mention. So, I put the chicken breasts directly in there. I did not chop them up. You can, but something I have learned, this is maybe the only piece that you guys will actually learn in this video. I'm sorry, it's so stinking long. Okay, so this is what I do. I actually just cook the chicken just whole like that because I shred the chicken. And here's a quick tip that I learned about shredding chicken from a friend like a few years ago. And now I've seen it all over Facebook, so you guys have probably seen it too. But I actually put the chicken, so I will let it all cook, and you will put it in there for about, it will kind of be how long you want it to be in there, I guess. But honestly, it can be in there for 7 hours on low, or like 4 hours, I think, on high. On your crock pot. And if you don't have low and high, you can also, like mine used to have, my other crock pot used to not have low and high. It would have like different temperatures. Just gauge kind of what you think would be like a lowish temperature and what is a really high temperature. But one way that you can, so after 7 hours, then you can add the noodles, and then in 7.5 hours it should be done. But check on your noodles because sometimes depending on where you get the noodles, they'll get too soft too fast. So even if you added your noodles closer to your eating time, or even if you really wanted to, you could cook your noodles separate on the stove and then just add them the last like 5 or 10 minutes before you're gonna serve it, or while it's cooling to let it just kind of soak up a little bit more. I do that a lot when I want to make sure my noodles are perfect and I don't want to accidentally leave them in there too long because they can get mushy if you leave the noodles in the crock pot too long, just as a warning. But as far as shredding your chicken, I just get an egg beater, a mixer, and so you put your utensils, whatever those are called, in there. And after it's done cooking, I will use a fork and I will just search through and grab the chicken breasts out, move them into a bowl, and literally you turn your egg beater on and just kind of smash it like this and let it beat it. It will shred the chicken for you. Which that is such a lifesaver for me because I hate shredding meat. I don't know. And that's why my friend actually showed me how to do that because I used to complain about it. I'm like, I hate this. Is there tricks to this? She's like, yeah, I know one. Anyway, so that's what I do and it makes it a little bit faster. I'm sorry I talked for so long and I'm sorry this video is so long. I will get better at this. But since I don't have time to redo this, this is what it's going to be. Thank you guys. The next one will be really fast and really informative because it may be one that you've never heard of before. But for now, this is how you do a Crockpot freezer meal, and make sure you get a good enough bag that it's not going to leak. Mine won't leak, but I just mean still don't buy like the best of the bag. When you freeze it, you will want to lay it flat as well. Nice, so have a spot in your fridge. Don't freeze it like this. Freeze it flat, because then when you go to thaw it, it won't be so difficult. So that's all you have to do. And then like the night before, you know you're going to have chicken noodle soup the next night, just pull it out, or even earlier. I mean, you could honestly pull it out just the whole day before. Like, let's say you're putting one meal in the crock pot, pull your next meal out and put it in your fridge and let it thaw out. And even if it's not 100% thawed, if it's pretty close, then you can actually stick it into your crock pot and it should be ready really soon. So thanks for watching this video.